Welcome to your journey of healing with the Healing Podcast, hosted by licensed clinician Monique Owe and co-host Dr. Amber Mohn.
Thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast. I am your host, Monique Owe, and I am joined by my lovely co-host here,
Dr. Amber Mohn.
Okay, so today's topic is your actions tell a different story. Okay, so again, your actions tell a different story. Well, this is simply about how our actions end up speaking louder than our words, right? We've heard that. We all hear that. Your actions speak louder than words. What does it really mean about your actions speaking louder than what your words are saying? What does that mean, Dr. Mo?
It means you can tell me one thing, but if you're doing another, then your actions are speaking, that's what's talking to me. And a lot of times, that's what happens. We have a lot of, people telling you things that they're going to do. They might be telling you they're going to do something, or they want to do something, or yeah, we're going to get together. But if you don't never see this person, but then you go on social media and they're out, all the time or doing something different, then that's what you need to believe.
Fair enough. Makes sense. I think, we have the ones who are big talkers. So you got twofold to this. You got the ones who are big talk about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They don't do anything. They still doing nothing. And you got the ones who say they're going to behave a certain way towards you, say they're loyal to you, or say they're this, but then their actions show that they're just not, right? You have the twofold. You kind of got the ones who are trying to portray a lifestyle or a certain behavior about them that they're going to do, and they never come through. Then you got the other ones who are just, they can't show you that they care for you the way they say they do, because their actions are showing you different. And you would wonder, why is it so hard? I mean, why can't we just be who we are or display what we really mean? But I guess, Dr. Mohn, is it hard for us to face who we really are? Is it that?
It very well could be, but I think it's easy to talk. I think it's easy to, tell people what you think that they want to hear with no resources or no plans to back it up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Words are easy. It's easy to say. It's easy to talk. Easy. Just talk, right? But the backup, the backing it up with actual facts or actual proof or actual action, that's hard because you got to do something then, right? I don't know if it costs me much energy to talk. I'm talking right now.
Yes.
Right? But the backup to the action is, okay, now you have to do this thing. Like when we were talking about in another episode about facing our past or things like that. It's cool to say it, but you actually have to go do it. You actually either got to do work to heal. You got to make an appointment with a therapist or a life coach or someone you trust or a pastor and sit with yourself and face the fact of things that hurt you, right? That's work. See, I can say all day I'm going to face my past, but to do the work, the whole different thing. Same here. I can say I'm going to do all these great things in my life. Yeah, I'm about to open this. I'm about to do that. I'm about to do that. Fair enough. It's fair to be hopeful. I'm not worried about that. It's the action behind it, the money it costs, going to school, spending time in school, spending time studying, writing papers, or having to get a business, to get the site, the money it costs, the loss you go through when you first launch a business. That's the hard part. It's more challenging than it seems. So that's why it ends up where, like Dr. Mohn said, it's easy to talk. It take more energy to back it up, right?
Yes.
Well, Dr. Mohn, why is this a big deal? Why can't we just, why can't I just talk and have no action? I mean, why does it matter?
I mean, you can, but I don't know how many people would want to be around you or trust in anything that you say.
There it is.
If you are, let's say, in a relationship and your significant other hasn't been working and, didn't have a job when you got with them and said that, these are this is their plan, but there's been no action behind it. What are you investing in? Who are you trusting, with your life? Where are you going? And so I think that that's important to really, surround yourself around people that not only talk, but actually are doing the things that they're talking about. And a lot of times you see that that's not happening.
That is true. I think the consequence there is, like Dr. Mohn said, is you never have many people that trust you, who want to mess with you, who want to deal with you, because you are not a person who honors their word, who backs up their words. You're just a person who talks. Yes. Which eventually ends up turning you into a liar because you just talk, but you never do what you say. So you end up lying about what you just said. Like, you don't back it up. So yeah, you will lose connections or opportunities if you don't back it up. Relationship wise, yeah, you might lose that relationship, right? Because you kept saying you're going to spend more time. You're going to spend more time with your partner. You're going to spend more time. You're going to spend more time. You don't do it. You don't do it, even when you might have opportunities to do it. Not talking about when you don't. But when you have opportunities, you still don't do it. So it ends up being, you know what? We're going to call this quits because you're not backing up. Anything you're saying to me that you're going to do, you don't do it. If you say you're going to, how about this? Some people have been waiting on a marriage, Dr. Mohn. The person, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you. No marriage. Right. You know what? They take care. How about this one? You've been waiting on that man to leave his wife because he said he was going to get with you for how many years?
Yes.
And you still wait. Oh, I got to get care of that. I got to take care of that. I got to do this and I just got to do that. And he hasn't done it yet. I won't put it just on the man. I know women do it too. Women be promising some stuff to some of these men and you ain't doing it. You're not going to do it. But I'm talking about to you who's been waiting. Look at the action.
Yes.
I can almost, I'll give you here. I won't say anything. 90%, that person's not leaving their family. For whatever reason. I know they might be miserable. I'm not even saying they happy, but they not leaving that. Not for you. Not like that. Let them leave them and then make a decision. But don't get caught up into the whole crossfire of waiting, because it's keeping you stagnant. Because guess what? You can't marry them because they're married. You can't be with them when you want to be with them. Like on a Valentine's Day or whatever holiday or birthday, you like to spend time with them. Can you do it? No, because guess where they are? With the family. Now, let's say it's a situation where they're separated. Maybe they don't live with that family anymore, right? But you've been waiting to get married for years and they just won't get the divorce. Might be a good reason. Maybe it's health insurance reason, but guess what? That's what it is. They're showing you that's what it is. It's not going to change. So that is a situation where you have to believe the action versus the words. I don't care how many times they told you they're going to do it. They haven't done it. So, Dr. Mohn, I think we're very hopeful as people.
Well, I got something else, Monique. I want to let's say they do leave your significant other, right? They were telling you when they were with her, they wasn't doing this, she wasn't doing this, she wasn't doing that, right? So they cheat with you. They end up leaving her. Then they get with you and do the same thing. Go to somebody else and say, she ain't doing this, she ain't doing that, she ain't doing this. Their actions have proven who they were.
That's who they were.
You thought that you were different. You didn't pay attention to their actions. You didn't ask those questions. Well, why not leave before you get into something else? If she's so bad.
Right.
So I just wanted to add that little
No, that is true. I mean, sometimes, and then, listen, the thing they complain about, you don't even know, is it really true? Is it really that person or is it true?
Just talk.
Right? No, you the one who was messing up and that's why she's like that. Or vice versa. How about, let me give you this one. What about this? Promised you they was going to leave. They did leave. But they didn't get with you. Now, how does that feel? You've been waiting all these years and they said, you know what? I think we've kind of run the course and I think I want to explore something else. So they didn't cheat on you. They didn't choose you. Well, how do you feel now? You've been waiting on these words, you've been holding on to these words that have no weight because there's no contract. Yeah. Last time I checked, you can't hold up words in court. It's just words, right? They usually want some type of binding agreement or something. Yeah. So, yeah, you stuck. You're just there holding it, and I'm sure hurt. So the thing is, that's why you got to look at actions more than just the words. Yes, respect the words, but then see how the person follows it up, right? See what they do. I don't even think you got to question them too much. Just watch, right? This ain't no back and forth. We don't got to go back and forth about this. Let me just watch and see what you're going to do. That's more, can I just watch? Let me just watch and see.
Yes.
Watch and see. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all I'm going to do. All that talking is watch and see.
Exactly.
That's even with a client in therapy. I might say, you know what? This is going to be on you. We can talk about it all day, which is fine. I'm here to support and to help you work through the thing, but it's going to be on you to do that work, right? Okay, before we get into why these are important to do, actions are louder than words, or you know what, your actions are telling a different story. We're going to make a quick segue here. You guessed it, we're going into the situation. Dr. Mohn, what's our situation for today?
All right. Dear Healing Podcast, I feel like my significant other's family takes advantage of him. They constantly call when they need something. However, I rarely see them call just to check on him. Lately, my significant other has been working extra hours and saving extra money. This is because I have a procedure coming up that will cost a significant amount of out-of-pocket money that I have to pay. He is saving extra to help me pay for the out-of-pocket costs. One of his family members a few weeks ago called to borrow money. My significant other told them no, which is not like him. His family member doesn't know why he said no and was shocked to hear no. During a recent gathering, a slick comment was made about my significant other in relation to this money. Well, I went off on his family. Now my significant other is feeling torn and hurt. He knows I was right, but does not like that I am at odds with his family and that I went off in the manner that I did. So my first question was, was I wrong for going off on his family? And then the second question is, should I apologize to his family to keep the peace? That's interesting. Well, let me start off by saying you could have handled it different. It sounds like your partner is with you and for you, so much so that he's telling his family no, and he's saving money to help with a procedure that you have. One thing that I know is that his family loves him. They're always going to love him no matter what, no matter whether he tells them no or no matter what he does. They're always going to love him. They don't always have to like you. And, that's just real. And so, and I practice this with, in my own marriage, is that I let him handle his family. Do I love his family? Yes, I do. I love and respect them. But if I am offended in something that they've said or something that they've done, it's easier for him to explain and discuss. I do have my own relationship with his family. But when it comes to things like this, where I feel like I'm like kind of protecting him and don't like the fact that they don't know what's going on and how dare they say something about him saying no, I think that that's a situation that he can, verbalize if he needs to, and you just let him handle it. So that's my answer to your first question. Should you apologize? Nope. No, you should not. I feel like, it was what it was. You said what you said. Let me go back. It would be nice, but I don't know how it would be received because, what's done is done. And you do have a point. They did cross the line. So I'm not going to say, no, you sit over there and say, yeah, I said what I said. But I don't think that you should rush over to apologize. They did get into y'all's business. So a lot of times when you step into somebody's business when you overstep, you might get bit. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Dr. Mohn. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for writing into the Healing Podcast. So I'm the opposite on Dr. Mohn with this one. Yeah, I think the family probably needed to hear something. Now, I don't know how bad you went off, but I think sometimes when we see people we care about, we feel like they're being taken advantage of. People don't really know what's going on. I think not every now and again, sometime, maybe one time, somebody need to get put in their place just a little bit. I'm not saying you got to curse them out. So I don't know how bad you say you went off on. I don't know if you just addressed it firmly or if you kind of did some cursing, like cursed them all out. And I don't know, it didn't sound like it was the mother or father. So because it wasn't mom or dad, so I'm respect there. No, I think it was fine that you addressed it. I think as far as apology, that's what I think maybe you should. I think because if that's not your character, that is his family. I think who you should apologize to is him because, he's kind of hurt and torn about it. But to his family, if it's out of your character, that's not really how you comport yourself. You don't like the things you said. Yeah, I think you should apologize for the behavior, but not necessarily for what you said. They probably needed to hear it because they've been taken advantage. I can see if you said this is one day you just met them. No, this sounds like this has been going on for a while. And there was no reason for them. See, it wasn't the comment. It was the slick comment you brought up they brought up in a gathering. That's what I'm saying. So my stance on is, I think it was okay that you addressed it. I think it's okay to address people sometimes. Sometimes some people need to be addressed. I don't think you need to always curse them all the way out. It just depends. So what I'm going to say is apologize to your significant other. Yes, because that's who you're with. Them, apologize for your behavior. If you feel like your behavior, that's not out of your character, but what you said, no, they might need to hear it. That's me. So I think you got two perspectives here, which are good. I think Dr. Mohn's approach is good. I think my approach is good. I think you just got to figure out the balance. I think you have to do ultimately what's going to give you peace, because I'm sure you want him to be at peace. So whatever will help make the relationship be at peace is what you should ultimately do. Either or take is fine. No right or wrong here, I think. All right, so I thank you for tuning into Healing Podcast and for always for your support. If you want to write into the situation, make sure you go to email support at thehealingpodcast.com or go to thehealingpodcast.com website, hit the contact tab. Let's make a quick mention of our sponsor, Healing Expressions.
Are you someone who has been considering therapy? Perhaps someone else has told you that you need to talk to a therapist. Or maybe you're in a relationship and you want to discuss some challenges that you've been facing with your significant other. Maybe there's a communication issue, perhaps an incident of infidelity. Or maybe you just want to strengthen your relationship because you guys are thinking about taking another step. Maybe you're struggling with anxiety or depression, perhaps grief, life stressors, and you just want to share your thoughts with someone. Well, consider contacting Healing Expressions. Healing Expressions is a private practice located in the Atlanta, Georgia area. You will be given a session at an affordable price with a licensed therapist. If this resonates with you, consider going to healingexpressionsllc.com, reading about the practice, and hitting the contact tab to see if you can book a session. All right, thank you so much. And back to the Healing Podcast.
Okay, so going back into the topic, your actions tell a different story. Well, we already told you. You've been talking, saying you ain't going to do something, you're not going to do something, or you are going to do something, and here it is, the actions do not match up. Well, one, stop doing that because you're looking like an unreliable person. People are not going to mess with you anymore after a minute. But I think you have to ask yourself why you're doing that. Because to fix a problem, I think you got to get to the root. Dr. Mohn, what could be the root of somebody always saying something, but their actions not backing it up?
I think it's laziness. I think that it's easy to say what you're going to do and have these big dreams, but you don't have enough motivation, self-esteem, money, or energy to actually do it.
Okay. And what about when it's a relationship? What would be the reason I have to keep telling you, I'm going to leave, I'm going to do this, and I don't? What's the reason to keep saying that? Why do you think they're doing that?
To get what you want, to keep a person there, to keep you interested. Yeah, selfishness.
I think so. Yep, I agree. Selfishness will keep you there. When you're a selfish person, you will do whatever you have to do to get what you need or what you want. And that might mean keep making these broken promises, right? But that's where it comes back to you, the other person, to no longer accept it, right? How long are you going to be dealing with that type of behavior? I think so. I think the root cause is, I think you're either, I think you're unhappy with self. I think you're selfish, but I think you're also unhappy with yourself. That's why you always talk, and you can't back it up. You can't face those flaws, so you rather just talk it up versus face what it is. That's truly what I think that is. But that's my take on it. Dr. Mohn, anything else about why your actions are speaking louder than your word?
No, just, if you want to know where a person truly is, sit back and just let them show you with their actions. It's easy to talk. A person can say anything, but if you want to know, Monique spoke on friends. You want to know if you have a true friend, their actions are going to show. You want to know if somebody really wants to be with you and are committed to making you happy, their actions will show. So,
okay, fair enough. Makes sense. Thank you so much, Dr. Mohn. And I will leave you with this. Characterize people by their actions, and you will never be fooled by their words. I thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast. We always appreciate your support, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.